Hey, you ever won a steam from Neanderthal Country Outdoors? And first day of bow season this year, I shot a big old buck and actually drove out here and wanted to pick up a couple things that I got here and check the camera cards and a camera I got here. And wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the hunt and show you the reason I set the stand here and the reason I think I got a shot of the deer here too. And a lot of it is, you can see the ladder stand right here. That's my ladder stand set up right there. And it's not no tall stand. It's in an oak tree right there, and it's probably, I think 20 feet, something like that, right yonder, up to 17, 18 feet, something like that. And I got my grandpa special mix right there. I'll try to run through this as fast as I can. Don't want to bore you to death. I actually got a pile of corn there and a pile of grandpa special mix there, which is pretty much gone now. And them deer come in, and I've got my trail camera actually set up on that parapole there. You can see it there too, and it's on that pole right there. It's just no cheap cell camera. It ain't one of my Wise-Eye game cameras. I know there's bear in here, and I didn't want to take a chance on losing one of my good cameras. But I tell you, that deer actually come down off this little bank right here behind me, and it was getting dark. It had been raining a little bit, and on and off, and I had a plastic bag over top of my camera, and also getting ready to go. I'd actually took the camera off my bow. I run two cameras. I run one on my bow and one on the fourth hour camera arm. And deer, I crinkled that bag up, and when I did, I looked right there in the brush like 10 or 15 yards from my ladder. I seen that deer turn its head, and I was like, oh my God, that's that buck, you know. And I just, you know, held real still, and he come right on down, and honestly was standing just about right here. And but when he started walking, I just crinkled that bag up, you know, pretty quick and stuck it in my pocket. You could tell he got a little bit fidgety. He heard that sound, but I don't think that deer even had a clue what the heck what that noise was, you know. And the wind, the reason I put that stand on this side of where I put my feet at, you know, the wind on a normal wind, it hits you in the face right there. And that's kind of what you want when you're setting your stand ups. And anyway, shot that deer. He walked right on over through there, turned the camera on. You know, I couldn't believe I got to push the record button, turn the camera on. It all happened within also just a few seconds. And shot that deer standing right there. You can see it on the video. I shot that deer right there, and that deer run right through right here and right over top of this hump right here. I mean, literally right underneath almost where my stand here is at. And you can see the trail right here where he run down that night. And I mean, honestly, blood just everywhere in here where he went. You can see right down here. He fell at that tree right there, that double forking tree, and the coyotes and everything's done got the gut pile and everything cleaned up. But I tell you what, guys, you know, I like showing more about the stand set up and my placement. You know what I mean? I know everybody likes to see a deer get shot and see everybody be successful. And I like to give everybody as much information on this stuff as I can, because it don't do you any good at all, you know what I mean, to see a bunch of people shoot a bunch of deer. And if you're not getting anything out of it, I think our job, you know what I mean, is running these video cameras and stuff is to help everyone. But like I say, it just, there's a little bit of luck involved in this. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I could just come out here and set and not seen anything. That feed there was just there literally about a week. I started getting pictures of that buck, and had a picture of a sow cub or a sow and 3 cubs there, and had a picture of 5 bucks there within a week. I'm telling you. And it's a beautiful big hardwood ridge here. You would not believe that we was on old coal company property here, but got on this lease here honestly about 2 weeks ago, and come in here, and me and my buddy, we hung that stand, and I put that feed, Grandpa Special Mix feed there. And I want you to look right here. I knew that deer had, you can see right here where he went. We're honestly, well, you can see the top of my side by side right there, the top of my side by side right there, and my tree stands just like right there. But look here on this tree. Check that out. That's where he ran into that tree, and right there's the old gut pile. You can actually see right there where he had where I gutted him at there in the leaves, you know. But I want to give you guys too a tip here on deer. You know, after you shot, you know, a lot of people say, you know, if you don't see them fall, kind of give them about an hour, and that's pretty much a pretty good rate to go on there. You know, if you shoot a deer and a deer runs about 30 yards and he stands there and he's all humped up and he just, you know, acts like he's hurting, 9 times out of 10 you're dealing with a gut shot deer, and it could be anywhere from 30 minutes, an hour to 6 or 8 hours or longer. And when I think I've made a bad shot on a deer, I back out. Honestly, if it's of the evening, I wait till the next morning. I do not fool with that deer. And even the next morning, you want to go real slow. And if you don't bump that deer that night, you know, we get all hyper and we want to get our hands on a buck, and you know, we'll take off on the trail. And if you bump that deer, he automatically knows that, hey, man, predators are after me, and he'll leave the county. I mean, he will honestly go with everything in him, and within 3 or 4 hours, they can cover some territory too. But on a real good shot on a deer, I mean, you should find blood pretty much instantly. Check your arrow. I always look at my arrow when you can. Check that arrow. I shoot lighted nocks. I mean, that's a good tip for anybody that's crossbow hunting or compound hunting. You know, you got some of them compounds now, man, that's shooting, my goodness, over 400 feet a second. You know, back when I first started this stuff, you know, I mean, that was like a rocket ride, you know, going that fast. But like I say, I just try to give everybody as much information here as I can. And I know some of the people, you know, that follow us our page, you know, that's not been hunting for 40 years, you know. And but if you use the right kind of broadheads, we shoot Grim Reaper broadheads. I'll tell you what, I've used Grim Reaper broadheads even back when I first started, you know, using them. I was shooting them with a compound bow, and I shot about 50 pounds, 55 pounds sometimes, shoot plumb through them deer, get great blood trails. But like I say, I mean, it's pretty important, you know what I mean, on your equipment. But we don't always make good shots. We don't always make a perfect shot. We as hunters, you know, we make the best shot. You know, we try to make the best shots we can. But I mean, these stories that you see, you know, on a lot of these TV shows, you know, they look like they hit them in the back, and you know, they say, oh yeah, he fell. You know, yeah, he probably did, but I mean, you have no idea when, kind of deal. You know what I mean? And I try to honestly put the right kind of information out. You know what, bow hunting, I tell you what, has come a long ways in my day. And the stands, my goodness, back in my day, I mean, you pretty much, if you had a good stand, you built it. You know what I mean? And but I hope this information, like I say, and I don't want to bore you guys. I could stand out here in the woods and talk forever on deer hunting. You know what I mean? Even to myself. But I hope this right here helps anybody. I tell you what, anytime you got any questions or anything about your tree stands, you know, the wind setup, the feed, you know, we use the Grandpa Special Mix, SA Sports Broadheads, our camo. I mean, you know, you guys just message me, and I'll do everything that I can to put you in contact with somebody that knows, or do the best I can to figure it out for you. But like I say, good luck to everybody. I hope this does some people some good. Like I say, I had a really good evening. Last year I shot a big old buck, if you guys remember, 20-inch wide, a big deer there last year, and I shot him on the first day. And I think the wind's going to be right for that same stand Wednesday, Thursday maybe, and I'm going to try to get back in that stand down home, down Mason County, and maybe get a shot at, I've got a couple pretty good shooters down there too that I'm excited about. I don't want to tag out really early, but now I'm not past that, you know what I mean? I will shoot on the first day. I appreciate you guys.